After spouses Meri Janelle and Christine divorced Kody Brown, fans saw polygamist Robyn and Kody Brown talk about the potential of getting a new sister wife in the Sister Spouses Season 20 trailer. Since the pair is monogamous, fans have been curious to know if they plan to take on another sister wife. Kody has now disclosed the qualities he hopes to find in a future companion. To learn more, continue reading. Stars of Sister Wives Robyn Brown and Kody Brown have been debating whether or not to add a sister wife to their family. Since Kody was divorced by his first, second, and third wives, they have been living as a monogamous relationship. The pair is seen talking about their possibilities in a recent segment from Season 20. Robyn Brown seemed unhappy with this notion, Kody informs his wife. The pair talks about getting another wife in a different video. Robyn is informed by Kody. Kody went on to say that he thought their connection was fantastic, and that he thought the dynamic of their relationship would alter if they took on another wife. He wondered why they would jeopardize their relationship. This makes sense, considering that Robyn's arrival as the fourth wife to the Brown family caused them to fall apart. In an attempt to clarify, Kody asked, "Why would we put that at risk?" in reference to their relationship. For any reason other than Robyn, his wife, cut him off when he said, "a guarantee," which she describes as not possible. Robyn, Kody Brown's wife, was informed of the factors that may lead him to think about taking a second wife. "There's something I want, maybe more than you do," he informed her. "What?" his wife asked him quizzically. "What are you saying?" Although the reality star acknowledges that he doesn't want to talk about it, his wife insists, "Oh, you're talking about sex." Brown went on to say that physical attraction would be his primary motivation for taking on a second sister bride. Robyn was very dissatisfied and remarked, "And that would be the very worst reason," Brown admitted. He would want to be able to connect with a new companion, her husband told her. Kody doesn't understand how he comes across, Robyn tells him. In response, Robyn Brown informs her husband that he is currently acting like a pig. Christine, the ex-wife of Kody Brown, added to the couple's discussion. According to her, it will just be for the cameras if her ex-husband and ex-sister wife decide to bring another wife into the family. She said that since they are soulmates, she hoped they wouldn't take on another wife because it felt unfair, dishonest, and staged. Given that 3 of his 4 marriages have ended and his relationship life has drastically changed, it's a loaded question. What qualities would Kody Brown seek in a 5th wife? The prospect of another collaboration has come into view, if only momentarily, as Sister Wives embarks on a new chapter and Kody and Robyn deal with the fallout. In the upcoming season, Kody provides a glimpse, although imperfect human, into what motivates him at the moment, what he fears, what he would like, and what he believes it would require. One must first comprehend Kody's stance in order to comprehend his remarks. His polygamous marriage to Robyn, Christine, Janelle, and Meri slowly fell apart over time. Only Robyn is left now. Plural marriage no longer works as it used to in the Brown home, indicating a significant change in the family dynamic. Kody and Robyn discuss their relationship's future and whether or not they should bring in another woman in the Sister Wives Season 20 premiere. The concept is more serious and less romantic. What impact would it have on their relationship, their emotional lives, and the brittle framework of what's left? Kody's suggestion that attraction could be his primary motivator is met with resistance from Robyn. She cautions that bringing in a new partner would change the dynamic in ways that jeopardize their current tenuous relationship. Kody provides a glimpse into his ideal, or at least what he thinks he wants right now, into this delicate area. Kody is surprisingly open yet torn about what he might want in a 5th wife when speaking with Robyn, and the cameras. His candid and possibly disturbing admissions show how his priorities have changed, or perhaps been sharpened by loss. Here is a summary of his remarks. "At this point in my life, it would be just how good-looking she is," admits Kody. This is what he refers to as his primary motivation. This is a significant shift from previous marriage conceptions that emphasized emotional or spiritual ties as the primary relationship. The idea makes Robyn shudder, calling it possibly the very worst reason to bring someone into a marriage. In confessional, she calls him a bit of a pig for presenting interest in such a direct manner. Kody, however, maintains his integrity by acknowledging that he doesn't want to skirt the issue. "I'm not joking," he stresses. Kody maintains that he still desires connection despite appearances. Though he doesn't always define connect, he wants someone with whom he can connect on an emotional and possibly intellectual level. He struggles with the conflict in the speech. Connection keeps one going while attraction pulls one in. He seemed to understand that being beautiful on the surface is insufficient. However, he acknowledges that attraction can occasionally take precedence over other factors. One of Kody's concerns is that he and Robyn have something very special in common. The risk can be greater than the benefit if that special cannot be imitated or recreated, if a new wife would disrupt it. He is concerned that adding someone else would put us at risk. In a way, he defines his quest as preservation rather than expansion. Is it possible to multiply love without diluting it? A guarantee? Robyn interrupts at one point. She casts doubt on the possibility of such a guarantee, and maybe suggests that his wish for one is unattainable. Kody makes references to more subtly expressed traits he would value, such as honesty, openness, and a lady who understands the emotional risks and complications of several marriages. The inference is that the person is not naive. He appears more circumspect and cautious of romanticism. In fact, he is still carrying lessons from some of the rifts in his previous marriages, such as misplaced expectations and unspoken resentments. Additionally, he suggests that he might not court or date as frequently as he once did. The stakes are higher and the bar is higher. We must analyze Sister Wives carefully, since it is a hybrid of a reality show and a manufactured tale. Kody's statements are mediated for viewers, cameras, and storylines. However, it also feels unvarnished, exposing inconsistencies he must reconcile and fractures in his sense of self. Putting myself in Kody's shoes, I can imagine how he may explain this to an invisible audience using a combination of internal monologue and fantasy. I'm in a new position now that everything has transpired, including the divorce, estrangements, and pain. I used to believe that I could love indefinitely. I saw multiplicity and expansion as a form of spiritual multiplication. Now, though, I can feel the weight now. Someone who makes me feel is what I want. Someone who is gorgeous, but not only in appearance. Someone with depth in their heart and interest in their gaze. However, I can't deny that at this point, when I see a face, I'm struck by the way she conducts herself and the way the light gleams in her hair. That is still important. I'm afraid I'm going to mess things up. What Robyn and I currently possess is brittle. It won't be worth it if I bring someone in and ruin what we created. I might not take the chance if she is unable to duplicate or at least share something of what we have. I don't want a gullible person. That's what I did. I've seen the strain cause people's expectations to crumble. I'm looking for someone who has seen the dark side and knows the price, and yet someone who is prepared to give it a shot. But above all, I want to connect. I want to be seen, to communicate, to laugh. Connection is what keeps you there, even when attraction may open the door. Now that I'm older, I realize that I can't continue to pretend to be that way. Although speculative, this imagined monologue attempts to balance what Kody does say with what he may be feeling but not expressing. A guide among the ruins of Jewel love, balancing zeal and prudence, longing, but hesitating. But maybe Kody knows about these. Maybe his direct disclosures serve as a means of controlling expectations, of clearing the air before plunging back into the mists. He seems, in a sense, more circumspect than before, more leery of romantic notions that aren't grounded in reality. Kody is looking for a fifth wife who is a reflection of himself, not just a list of qualities. Someone who challenges, upholds, softens, and confirms. The ideal is more about accepting his own flaws, regrets, and lingering hope than it is about finding the ideal person. He bears wounds from separated children, divorced marriages, silent miscommunications, and strained love. Now, the stakes seem higher. For this reason, he talks more about connection, risk, and duplicability than conquest. Perhaps the more profound query is, what kind of man is he now? And does he know how to love better this time? Rather than, who should his fifth wife be? If the fifth wife represents a test or redemption in his mind, then he desires redemption as well. In his calmer moments, I think he asks himself, is it possible for love to grow sideways again? Is it possible for expansion to occur after contraction? Or has restraint become my greatest act? Perhaps the most telling truth can be found in that pause. Perhaps he wants a chance to mend, heal, and love in a different way, rather than another marriage.